Alright, hello everyone. So it's time for another YouTube video. Let me just turn on view lock because that's pretty annoying to watch at. Okay, so it's a TG game on Ghost Lake, which is one of my least favorite maps. But it was a pretty awesome game, and that's why I wanted to share this game with you guys. It's a pretty interesting game. About 16.5 plus, I'd say. Not too sure about Yellow though, because we weren't really sure of his level. But he seemed decent. He beat some 17 plus players, so I think he was kind of fine. Bente is an old vanilla player who was pretty good in previous games. So generally, let's say 16.5 plus. And I'm playing with my friends Trubbish and Amintus, who are actually cousins of each other. Played a lot of games with these guys, always great fun. So let's jump into the game. Going for pretty standard. Maybe it would have been better to go for a 4-minute build order here against these gods. Just to get out my Murmillo a bit earlier. But whatever. Seems like I'm going for some kind of 430 build order. So let's see how that goes for me. But at the start of the game I kinda said, as you guys might have already noticed, I have two Ras as teammates, and that's let's just have a look at the other guys. So let's just select Loki macro here. We actually have, of course, Blackadder streamed this. We actually have observer perspective. So let's pick that. That's way better than this individual perspective. So we have Loki macro here on the flank, who's playing as the Loki. Bente in the pocket, playing as the Odin. And on the flank, on the other flank against me, we have this Kronos player. And, well, as you can see, quite aggressive lineup. And we have two Ras. So, at the start of the game, I already said I'm gonna get rushed. Guaranteed. I even said tripled, I believe. I'm gonna get tripled. So, let's see what's going to happen. Seems like I'm finding quite a nice amount of goats. So, that will help me if I get rushed or anything. So yeah, moving forward for this hunt patch for as long as I can do this. And let's have a look what's going on otherwise. We see the Ulfsark here, which might indicate some kind of rush, which I already predicted. And this Ulfsark is moving forward as well. Or he might just be scouting. But I'm kind of thinking that he is moving forward. Don't want to spoil the game for you guys, so won't tell too much. And I didn't go for any archaic upgrades, as you guys can see. Just the hunting dogs. Just standard 430 build order. Pretty nice safe hunt patch here for Trubbish. Yeah, I think he's pretty happy about that. Building his monument here. Pretty standard gameplay, I think. Although I'm not really sure how to play Ra myself. I only played Set and Isis of the Egyptians back in the day. This goat is a bit away from the pact, and as you guys can see, we see both the temples here for red and green coming up on my side, so this will indicate some kind of rush, otherwise this wouldn't be built here. So let's see what's gonna happen. Seems that all my hunt is forward right here. Might be punished for that. Let's hope I can get at least some hunt, because it would be pretty good for me if I can at least get a bit of hunt before I'm getting pushed off. Let's see how long that takes. As you guys can see, I got a bit delayed. Let's see by how much. Actually by quite a bit, since I'm not advancing. So that's pretty horrible for me, since I'm gonna get rushed. And that extra, how much is it going to be? Okay, like extra 10 seconds for me. It says here 3:40, 42. I think it was a bit earlier, but whatever. Those seconds, they are gonna matter. Moving right now, the villagers are being scouted, so this is gonna indicate some kind of rush. And what's happening on the other side? Loki macro just claiming his forward hunt, nothing much else. Oh, that's pretty late from him though. Pretty late Heimdall advance. If he started just now. Okay, so that's pretty much sucks for me. The manor being broken down and such. Okay, so Amintus, what is he doing in the meantime? Just going for his raw gameplay as well. Nothing too interesting yet. So I wonder why is this guy gathering from the goats already? This doesn't make much sense. To be honest, this doesn't really look like the games I saw in his profile, his 17 plus background, but whatever. Let's see how this runs out. It seems that he's not really planning for any kind of aggression, not even bothering to take the forward hunt, so this guy might actually be somewhat of a noob. Now Loki Macro trying to block my villager in here, doing a pretty good job at that at the meantime. And here I make some crucial mistake here, so everyone who is trying to learn from my videos, which at this point I'm not at my best, so probably not take too close attention to what I'm doing. I'm building a counter barracks, but with this rush, of course my idea was to make some hero ballista, put them here in a safe position and just kill all the Hursars. But how am I gonna afford that? What was I thinking? Well, I probably weren't thinking much. That's the reason, because this is not making anything just because I couldn't afford it. Does it actually work backwards? Yes. Okay, so I could barely afford it, but I really wanted to get my towers out first. Okay, so this Ulfsark is gonna die, no questions asked. And I was doubled and in quite tough position. Building some Armadillo up inside the barracks. I didn't want to make them die instantly. But yeah, pretty tough position for me, as you guys can see. Now it's even, because I run out of food, it's even not looped anymore. So let's analyze what's sucky about this matchup. The sucky thing is that I couldn't really surround my towers with trees because the guy went for forest fire, as you guys can see. So just the threat of that made it that I couldn't surround the towers with the forest, and therefore they are gonna be able to be destroyed very easily. And that would suck for me, just getting a new barracks up, because this one won't be alive for much longer, sadly. In the meantime, Amyntas is taking back TC. Trubbish as well. Actually, they've already been finished with that, so that's pretty much fine for them. And that's what Blackadder said in his stream as well. Trubbish right now is shifting. This actually helps quite a lot. He shifted quite a few units in his base, and this is going to keep me alive for at least a little bit longer. But what Blackadder basically said in his stream, he said when he saw the second TCs come up and such, and not really too many units from them, he said, well, they basically decided to let Strahssis die and see what is gonna happen if they can kinda win after that with the superior Egyptian economy. Well, they are destroying the counter barracks. To be honest, don't really care about that too much, since I couldn't afford anything from it anyways. So pretty good for me, just some downtime on their attack. And right here I'm gonna be pushed off of gold. And how much gold am I actually having? Okay, just 100, so that means like 3 more Myrmidons could be made. I should be retreating from this. This is not a good fight at all. Like, not at all. Okay, I'm right now realizing, but already lost 1, which is not good if you don't have eco to build anything more. Okay, so they are, for some reason, they are allowing me to gather a bit more. That's a mistake from them. They should really push me off ASAP. And I was asking, as you can see, they are right now moving here to push me off gold. And I actually told them, my teammates, who sent me resources, but they wouldn't. They really wanted to get their perfect heroic timing out, which is alright. I mean, it's a way to play the game. But because of that, I had no gold. There was no way for me at this point to sneak any gold. So that was pretty sad story for me. I couldn't really sneak out my villagers because this would probably be spotted. So yeah, not really way to move to the back gold yet. So I was kind of screwed there without any gold. So this was all the military I had, and once it's gone forever. There's not gonna be anything new, as you guys can see. Okay, so that's going on there. What upgrades did I get? Can't really see any upgrades now, sadly. Or can I? Okay, I can. No, not really like this, because it won't even show the hunting nodes. Okay, so we have to look at that a little bit later. What's going on here? What is this guy doing? Okay, man, this guy is definitely not 17+. So what is all this idle army doing here? What eco ups has he got? Okay, so he doesn't even have hunting dogs. Okay, so this guy is kind of a noob. Definitely not 16.5 plus. So this just might level the playing field a bit, since I'm dead, as you guys can see. I'm completely dead, and I should move away ASAP. Ooh, even Bosaw, as we can see. So, okay, so I at least have some decent eco ups. But now it's all gonna matter how many citizens are gonna be surviving now. I am moving away. Okay, so this guy died. These three are gonna survive guaranteed. These guys are moving away. I think I was researching channels. Has it already been researched? Am I not clicking in chat? Not sure. I remember clicking channels while running away. But whatever, let's see what's going on this side in the meantime. So it seems like Amintus is already heroic. Pretty good for him. And Trubbish, not just yet, but maybe it's coming up. Oh, as you can see, the channels is coming up now. But for Trubbish, no heroic up just yet, which might be a bit of a problem. Yeah, not sure. Oh yeah, this was cast on the citizens. It was actually a pretty good cast, but he didn't block my citizens, so he only killed this one, which already was dead anyways. So yeah, it's looking like this is gonna be moving into a 3v1 very soon, because I was pretty much gone from the game at this point. Just setting up some houses here. Not doing much else. The Caladria just chilling out here. Some units by Amintus. Yeah, it seems like Amintus built a Migdal and a Siege-Orcs, and he's getting his heroic units out. So that could mean that there is going to be any kind of push on this side very soon. And I'm kind of thinking that this will definitely be needed if we want to stay for the game any longer. Just look at my score. It's trash. I'm pretty much gone from the game at this point. At least I have some citizens left. At this point still 8. So that's not too bad. Which will mean that I will at least be able to make some units to help in the defense. And Trubbish still not heroic. I right now started, so that's quite a little bit later, but that makes sense since he made quite a lot of army. Honestly, if we analyze this game now, I think he should have either went for the army way earlier to help me, so it would have actually mattered in that stage, or he should have just gone for his heroic timing. I was dead anyways. Okay, so let's have a look at what is going on here. So okay, yellow taking the forward TC, pretty nice move by him. He should probably make a manor now, even though at this stage of the game it probably won't matter too much. I think, probably not too much. And this is quite a nasty army of myth units moving in. Just for the time being, we're holding pretty well, and this wall of houses will work pretty well, to be honest. And I'm making Myrmilio now, pretty nice. Yeah, and these guys, the manor was dead, so I just tried to sneak away with these guys. But yeah, as you guys can see, it wasn't really gonna happen. Even with the Myrmilio moving in to assist, it just wasn't gonna happen, sadly. So yeah, there are 2 villagers down, which brings me down to 6. And let's see if these guys are gonna be surviving. I'm kinda skeptical that they won't, to be honest. Where is my Myrmilio at, actually? Some idols here, and these guys are moving to the back. Let's see what they can do. So they killed one more. I think these guys will be surviving. Yes, there is space in the TC. So these guys will be surviving quite nicely. Amint is trying his best to secure this gold. Pretty sucky position here next to the ice. Getting his market up pretty good. Yeah, this wasn't maybe the best carnivore use, but it was alright. It sucked up 1 unit and it does some damage to these guys, so that's kind of alright. And Amint is taking this TC in the meantime, and this citizen is actually attacking. That was probably not the best idea by me. Luckily I'm right now realizing it and fixing the situation. So what else is going on this point? Some locust by Amintus, and a pretty sweet one from the looks of it. 4 villagers dead and quite a bit of downtime. But there is no rock in it, sadly. So he can't really harass to get the rest. And this is quite open. This should definitely be abused at some point. Frost on the top side by Bente. I think this TC will come up if he doesn't focus soon. Sadly, we couldn't help Amintus at all. He was telling us, me and Travish, to fix this situation here. But with what units? Everything I had was frozen here, I think. There was one idle guy in there though. Pretty nice Migdal by Travish here. Will definitely help with securing this position at least a bit. And this TC, will it come up? Kind of thinking it will. Probably still no upgrades for me. No. And Amintus is, since Loki Macro, where is his army actually? No idea what this guy's army is. What is he doing in the meantime? See one piggy here. Okay, so this guy is going for another attack, but where is Loki Macros? Oh, that's a sweet locust by Travish. Sadly, just one guy dead. Oh, maybe it was a second one. No, it isn't. Okay, so that's pretty sad story for him. Maybe should have sent his rock to help out with... because these guys are so low. They could definitely be doing a bit more with the rock. Pretty nice setup here for Amintus. And he's actually going for the push on Loki Macro. And he doesn't seem to be prepared for this at all. Yes, he is dropping some military buildings now. But it will be pretty late. This will definitely be a strong push. And... to be honest, Amintus is doing really well here. He just helped on this side while doing something at this side. Pretty much carrying the game here. And now, right now in the game, pretty late. Luckily this barracks prevented from getting the TC for them. As you guys can see, I'm moving forward with the Vils now. At 50 minutes, trying to secure my main TC again. So that's pretty late. But at least I'm reclaiming it finally. Bente right now trying to get up this TC. But since Travish is moving in, I'm kind of thinking that this won't be happening all that much. And it seems like Yellow actually decided to attack Amintus because he was doing quite decent push here with these guys. But the piggy will do quite nicely against these siege towers. Pretty good for their team. And in the meantime, Travish is doing quite a good job at pushing here. The hill fort is quite annoying though with the fire. It should be removed ASAP. And as you guys can see, my units are pretty useless because they don't have any upgrades. But I'm just trying to house the opponent as much as I can. And put the carnivora here down for a bit of help. Let's see how much pop he actually got. Okay, so this was kinda helping a bit, I guess. By removing the houses, and a bit later I should be moving in. Yeah, exactly. Now to actually fight with the units instead of removing houses. So yeah, these guys still go in the houses, as you guys can see. And what's going on here in the meantime? Oh, the upgrades, by the way, for this guy. Pretty decent upgrades. How about the economy upgrades? Pretty much alright. Quite alright as well. This is a bit lacking, but kind of alright. What do I actually have at this point? Okay, so actually still the same as when it was destroyed, which makes sense, because I invested everything in the military. I mean, I had nothing else to spend it at. This is kind of a waste. Should micro it better. Jay was in quite a tough position here, Amintus, from the looks of it. But for so far, he seems to be doing pretty well. Where is Loki Macro at, to be honest? Just taking a second TC now, but where is his units? Okay, so one siege are dead, including the rock, so that's pretty sad story for Amintus, and he's building up his army now. It seems like Yellow actually gave... Loki Macro is complaining quite a lot about Yellow, but he is actually giving him quite a bit of time to set up on that side. So yeah, even though Yellow has a pretty newbie start, he seems to be doing pretty much... Okay, never mind, this is pretty newbie still. He could be sending it here to assist here or something. Should probably do that ASAP. And I finally got a town center back. Who would have thought this would be happening? Okay, so that's pretty good for me. Still hunting there. And how are my resources doing? Not too great, but whatever. Quite nice siege spam here by Amintus. You should probably fix, put these guys on the Nidhogg actually. Because Nidhogg, actually these arrows from these guys, they do crush damage as well, which is pretty nice against the Nidhogg. I mean, of course we're gonna die, but he could have put him to better use, I think. Yeah, a bit of Ulfsark raiding going on. Does he have the upgrade? He doesn't. Okay, he should get that ASAP if he's going for Ulfsarks. ASAP, really. Okay, so what's going on this side? Bit more push with assistance from Amintus. He was doing really good overall. And where is my army at? Where is it at indeed? Okay, so one Murmillo is walking there. Ah, okay, so it's still dealing with the houses here. And by this time I actually got the medium upgrade. What was I gonna check? Okay, so this was helping quite a bit, removing the houses, because he's gonna be popped this way. Those flaming weapons actually, no, it doesn't really influence these. Then it was probably not the best idea to cast flaming weapons here, because I don't really see where green is fighting any units at this point. He's just building here with the Ulfsarks, which isn't really fighting. Yeah, one Herster here, but that won't matter too much. Okay, so pretty awesome stuff going on. Yellow going back for some whatever reason. Why is he still making Turman heroic, by the way? That doesn't really make much sense. Am I getting the bite of the sharks already? No, I'm not. And I'm dealing with the rest of the buildings here. Okay, so some Ulfsark trading. Does he have the speed upgrade by now? Yes, he does. Okay, so that's pretty good for him. Yeah, as you can see, Amintus, rather lucky macro, tried to get his houses up ASAP because he probably doesn't have any population. No, he doesn't, so that was actually pretty good job by Trebuchet Me there to remove all the houses. So he wasn't as useless as I thought in the game. And these guys are gonna be dealing with these Ulfsarks. Maybe this is a bit overdone though. Let's see, let's have a look at the upgrades. Well, maybe not. He does have stronger units because of the upgrade, so maybe this is not too overdone actually. Okay, so what's going on as well? Still same upgrade. Should probably make an eco guild and try to recover with the better as I'm... Okay, so this is actually a manor. What's going on in the meantime? So Loki Macro lost his TC there yet again, or first time, and he's gonna lose the houses again. So that will suck pretty badly for him. I'm into some 4 TCs because he got my back one. Which is alright. I mean, it did help him win his side, and I was really in no position to take any TCs, so pretty good job by him. And Trubbish also on 3, maybe soon 4. Let's see. You should probably focus the mummy though on this behemoth. That would be a pretty good move. Maybe the Son of Osiris will do nicely away with the behemoth as well. So Amintus getting up to 4 TC again, pretty good for him. And yeah, he's wall chipping. Yeah, this is pretty lame because it's gonna ruin the trade absolutely, and it will take quite a bit of time for me to remove that. So yeah, let's hope that I'm gonna deal with this ASAP, as I'm right now doing. Or maybe not. Okay, I should be I remember moving back there very soon. So I moved this guy forward just in case. Okay, so it's actually kind of equal battle with the upgrades there. So yeah, as you guys can see, I'm moving back here now. And okay, red is all over the place. He's actually setting up here to assist as well. And what's yellow doing? He's just resisting against Trubbish push. Okay, so that's a pretty nice trader there. Should probably move the crocodile a bit back, because here it's just gonna get killed. That's a pretty big waste, to be honest. If he does it like that. So more Ulfsarks coming in. And I should probably move part of this forward again, because there's no need to have all of these guys here. So Eco Guild coming up, probably some Eco ups as well. Yes, we can see that. Ragnarok, okay, let's see what happens now. How much was it actually? Let's have a look at the post game for real quick. How much was it indeed? Civilians. Okay, so we don't see the drop yet, but we can see it here. 65. If he didn't have trades, did he have trades? I don't think he did. He didn't have it just yet. Okay, so he's claiming this for TC here. But was I knowing about this? Probably not, but I'm gonna discover this right now, as I remember aiming for this TC as well at this point. And this free Murmillo, they are just gonna deal with the wall slowly but surely, from the looks of it. Do I have any upgrades yet? Just a bite of the shark and the mediums. And this TC is not coming up. Definitely not coming up. Trovish seems to be having a bit of fun. Son of Osiris, ooh, careful with that. Okay, do it right there, focus the behemoths. Yeah, he's doing that alright. Great for him. And it seems like Amintus is getting pushed back a bit because of the Ragnarok, which is assisting him quite nicely in there. And the Murmillo are dealing with the forward build here, and they should be going to help Trovish ASAP, because he's in pretty big trouble here against all the Ragnarok heroes. And the behemoths versus the Ra are pretty sucky as well, especially if you don't have the Son of Osiris. And the walls are going to be deleted one by one, so that's dealt with. And that was kind of my life in this game. It's the life of a Gaia main in this situation. You get removed because of the two Ras, and then you're basically just do the shitty tasks like removing these walls. So yeah, pretty fun game for me, I guess. What was going on this side? So pretty nice siege spam here by Loki Macro, and this TC will fall, I think. It will fall. Does he have the upgrades? Okay, so he just have at least Masons, but he probably needs Architect and Sun-Dried Mudbreak, I think it's called, ASAP. Just to help him a little bit longer. Yes, Trovish army seems to be gone for the moment. And my Murmillo are gonna do some work, maybe. Okay, so his eco ups, or rather armory ups, aren't too great. So let's see how my Murmillo will be doing. Okay, they don't seem to be doing too great, especially with reinforcement moving in right now. Or they are actually doing a pretty nice job against the Ragnarok heroes. But now they should be moving away with the better Murmillo coming in from the yellow player. Why didn't I even thinking of it? 65 rag, that's quite little for this stage of the game. He should probably, to be of influence, like have 80 or 100. So yeah, retreating here, took an awful fight, that's not good for me. Just running away, you have these few. And this CC will probably come up barely. Why is this guy moving away? This was probably some misclick. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, barely finished in time. So finally second TC for me. These guys are still dealing with the walls in there. Very nice job for them. Just the three of them, and as soon as they finish they will be moving in here. Okay, so this barracks will probably fall, but this should be pretty much fine. These guys should probably be helping in the healing here. Would be pretty nice for me. And how is my economy doing at this point? So yeah, quite a lot of gold actually. Just with 2 in gold. And all those pretty low. Maybe I should get those guys on farms or something. Would be a little bit better. And in the meantime, let's have a look at this side, where Amintus is getting pushed back quite a bit for the time being. Yeah, we're just trying to hold our position on here. Not too much happening here. But we should probably move forward ASAP, because Amintus is falling very fast against all these siege. And the fire giants are doing some job as well. Okay, so there is gonna be some... Okay, so it wasn't actually Atlas. Okay, so it was the bug. It was actually Helios, exactly as I remember. And this is gonna suck for Amintus. He was already falling back, and now he's gonna have yellow here as well. And Trubbish and I should really do something with this opportunity. ASAP. And are we doing that? Not too much from the looks of it. Not too much. Okay, right now I'm doing okay. And what's going on this side? Quite a lot going on. So how are Amintus army ups? Well, he does have the iron weapons at least. And against these guys probably should get better than copper shields as well, because normally you don't really need it against the Norse, but with all this, probably yes, because they're pretty good pierce damage against units as well. So yeah, that's gonna be 1 TC down again for Amintus, which means he's gonna be on only 3, which will be equal to Loki Macro. Okay, Trubbish coming in to assist. He should really focus this siege. So at least, okay, now he is paying attention. Okay, so let's see how much damage Trubbish is gonna do here. Okay, so he killed 1. So that's a pretty sad story for him. What's happening here in the meantime? I was thinking to take down this TC, but it's too much upgraded. With 45 TCs, and my guys are not really upgraded, so I'm moving back now. Just doing 500 damage, losing 1 unit. Probably not worth it too much. What was I thinking? And I should be going heroic ASAP. Yes, okay. And the Mamillo is still dealing with all this. Okay, just the 1, but he's doing alright. And okay, so there seems to be some kind of forward build coming up here for the red player. And how is he doing in his recovery from the Ragnarok? Let's have a look. Okay, so he's at 34, which isn't too much, but at least he's coming back. And he should be pretty much fine. Exactly, or especially as long as he keeps this TC, he should be pretty much fine. In there. I'm getting a temple up probably for some birds, and in the meantime just spamming full Murmillo with Bite of the Shark. Because I felt that was what I should do at this point. Probably need some kind of siege unit soon as well though, to do some push. As Amintus is falling rapidly at this side. And that's bad news for us, of course. Okay, so all these ox guards, they are gonna die. Rather caravans. So right now I'm housed at full pop if I didn't get 45 TC. Okay, so now I'm low on gold. Should probably fix that ASAP. So yeah, we just had our amazing comeback on both the right side and the left side. But right now we seem to be getting pushed back at this point. And what's Yellow doing? He's quite a lot of idle units all the time. That's not really good. He should be doing something more productive with this. Right now TC down for red. Not good. Not good for their team at all. And he's definitely having some better upgrades than me. I'm still on the mediums. No armory ups. Where is my armory? Okay, so at least I'm getting some kind of upgrades now. But I should definitely need a whole lot more if I want to be influential 30 minutes into the game. I really need something more. Trubbish going in to assist on this side again. Let's see what he's going to be doing. And Loki Macro quite nicely, what's it called? Quite nicely setting himself up on this side with all the towers and the hill forts. It's gonna be pretty hard for Amintus to take this back. As you guys can see, I placed a tree here just to help with some dryads. Probably not too influential, but I was like, at least I get to do something, right? Probably need some catapults here to get rid of these buildings ASAP. Was I going mythic at this point? I thought I was actually. How is my resources? Okay, so rather I'm researching heavy infantry at this point. And there is a bit of exploration here by the villagers. Not sure what's going on with that. He was probably hoping to fight some kind of gold mine here. This guy should probably do something with his forward build now. That would be a pretty good move. Yeah, Amint is definitely in pretty big trouble. Definitely in pretty big trouble indeed. With all the siege here. And he doesn't seem to be in all the great position at this point. At least I'm getting some upgrades now, doing pretty good. And how is Trubbish doing? He's having lots of catapults, which will do away nicely with all the buildings. Pretty good for him, and he's having champions fully upgraded. Very well done by Trubbish. So he's prepared to fight anything at this point. Amint is also fully upgraded. Loki Macro as well. So everyone besides me and Yellow, maybe also this guy, or is it a military unit? Maybe also this guy. Okay, so just the three of us are not fully upgraded at this point. So yeah, I just sent the birds here to deal with the citizens, and I'm probably gonna kill all of them eventually, if he isn't careful. Not sure what's going on with that little expedition of the villagers, but as you guys can see, all the units are moving back to the front here, and well, they will do it nicely with all the term, I think. So yeah, what's going on here, other boys? Okay, so Atlas seems to be coming in for me, and this is not a Helios because I'm Gaia, this is the real Atlas. I always like to go for Atlas. And let's see if I'm either gonna do it on this side to push faster, or am I gonna help Amintus at least a bit on this side. These guys are quite nicely close to the building, so I'm kind of thinking that I will go for this side, because here there's no buildings to be destroyed. And Amintus can definitely use the help. Definitely so. And I'm still just on the shields. Probably should get more ASAP. Do we have eco for that? I don't, and I should probably put some of woods and on gold. There's still a pretty secure gold mine here. Also here. Probably should make use of that. And what's going on here? So yeah, Amint is getting pushed back more and more. And his units are just getting melted from the looks of it by all the siege, which are also quite nicely upgraded, fully upgraded siege here. And they're moving forward more. Amintus might be wanting to build a wall here so the mercenaries won't reach either. Does he actually have gold for mercenaries? I remember Amintus asking me gold. Okay, so he's actually fine with the... He could actually make mercenaries if he wants. Yeah, pretty tough times here for Amintus. Oh, okay, so there is my implode. Of course I was focusing here earlier, just to make sure that I see what the implode actually did. So let's see what this implode is gonna do. Is it gonna help Amintus? Quite a lot. It destroyed 2 buildings and his army is, like his entire line of the siege is gone. So this is gonna be the opportunity, the golden opportunity for Amintus to maybe come back on this side. In the meantime, what's happening on this side? It seems like Trubbish and I are moving forward with my birds, quite a nice amount of them, and still heavy infantry from me. Not really any more upgrades, just a training time. So what's going on otherwise? Getting more upgrades? The upgrades are moving in right now. And I should probably get some palace up. Okay, so the palace is up and it's making destroyers from the looks of it. Maybe the siphons would be a bit better choice, since we're on the offense, we're not really defending here. So maybe siphons are a bit better, but the destroyers will do nicely for in the meantime. It seems like I was rather going for that. And I'm kind of wondering, what was the red doing? Okay, so he was having quite nice attack against Trubbish here, and the build up expanded quite a lot from the looks of it. And I remember Amintus pinging me to, or rather Trubbish and me, to deal with this. I wonder why Trubbish didn't make any mercenaries. Does he actually have resources for that? He does. I wonder why he actually wasn't sending me more. I did say him multiple times that I didn't have resources to research my stuff. Which makes sense, because my eco was gone in the early game. And in the later game, because I had less upgrades, of course you're gonna do like more spammy behavior with the units. you're gonna have more losses. Okay, so he's dealing with these ramps nicely now. And at this point, I'll probably move back ASAP. Okay, so champion infantry coming in right now. Pretty good for me. And it seems like I have some kind of trade as well. Pretty good for me. More upgrades coming up. So yeah, this Migdal is gonna fall, and I'm into TC as well. And this is gonna, even though he was... Okay, he wasn't actually pushing, but his position seemed somewhat restored. Now, right now he's making mercenaries. That will help him quite a lot. Sadly, he doesn't really have the tough upgrades. I think I pronounced it correctly for the elephant. So they train pretty slowly, because they actually suck up quite a lot of fire. Well, not too much, but that's what happens with all these stuff. Okay, so there's gonna be more back build here, sadly for us. And it seems like I finally started dealing with the situation here. Was about making some units on this side instead of there, getting up a palace. So yeah, I'm trying to do what I can here in the meantime. So what's going on here? This guy, for some reason, just being on 1 TC, why is he not doing anything about this? There is like no units here at all. No units from Trubbish from the looks fit. Well, just this one guy, but not really any kind of real excuse. Let's have a look. What scholar is... Okay, player 6, okay. Okay, so he actually lost like half his eco, and he doesn't have... Well, he actually does have some resources, so no excuses, he can make a TC. No excuses there, but he doesn't have any kind of population, and that will suck pretty badly for him. And as you guys can see, I'm finally somewhat dealing with the situation here. Moving in here with some units. And I should be, as you guys can see, I'm dealing here with the houses again, just to house my opponent. And I missed this. This was probably, Trubbish told me that he was doing some nice rock drops with the catapults. This was a really good move by Trubbish, I just missed this. And he told me that he did multiple in game. I probably missed a few, but this was definitely a nice one. As you guys can see, as the TC dropped, Amintus is moving forward instantly. These catapults are doing quite nicely away with the TC, which means that Loki Macro is gonna drop to only... Okay, so only 3, because this one will be coming up as well. But now this one is falling. 100% sure. Quite nicely played by Trubbish here. Really well done by him. And this CC is gonna be out of reach very soon for the... I thought it was a Migdal. Okay, so maybe not yet. But soon this CC will be out of reach as soon as Trubbish establishes himself there a bit more. More ramps coming in the meantime. This is pretty intense, this game, at this point. Okay, so it's copper for me. How is the upgrades for the rest? I didn't have all yet. Where's the other units actually? Not really seeing the units. Does he have a hero? Okay, we can see it there. Okay, so he is maxed out as well, not on the eco, which is a huge mistake. At this stage of the game, you should definitely be maxed up. And he was going for Titans, which he will be building here. But with all these rocks from Trubbish, this won't be happening. Guaranteed. Yeah, a bit of moving forward from Loki Macro again. Both guys actually being on 2 TCs at this point. However, I was doing quite pretty nice job, I think, at keeping the red player busy here. I was slowly but surely dealing with his build at this point. Should probably focus the units instead of this building. That would be a bit more worthwhile, I think, as I'm right now doing, because the building got destroyed. And he seems to be deleting my army for now. Okay, so this TC is not coming up just yet. But yeah, I seem to be dealing with the situation, which is alright. Okay, so the first iron upgrades are coming up for me as well. How about red, actually? Okay, so he's not fully maxed out as well, so that's put us in pretty even position here. Okay, so right now Bente lost his TC, and let's pause the game, because in game I actually wasn't sure why they resigned at this specific point. Yeah, this forward build was kinda lost, but okay, so maybe he lost the TC to the rock, maybe that was the case, or he just thought this Titan would be destroyed. Otherwise, Yellow is at 0 TC, sadly for him. And Loki Macro, how is he doing? Okay, he was still pretty much even against Amintus here. Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of the game. Okay, so Loki Macro also resigning. And I'm just gonna spoil this for you guys. The last player, the yellow player, he was gonna not resign like a noob. And that was pretty annoying, so I'll just speed up the game. So you guys can see catapults. And he's just gonna be annoying from now. It's just gonna be a chase of the villagers. We'll let you guys see how this goes in faster timing. But yeah, at this point the game was pretty much gone. Trying to take a TC, but Amintus was having different ideas about this. This patch is gone. Yeah, this was pretty lame because it took the game like another 5 to 7 minutes to finish. Okay, so my Marmello dealing with the citizens here for at least a bit. The fire giants really protected them nicely though. And Trovish will be dealing with this guy here. One guy walking here. I think I saw it soon. Oh, it actually died to the bears, okay. And there the end of the recorded game is. And as you guys can see, I actually surpassed some guys in score in the end, even though I was dead. So a pretty good game. Let's have a look at the post game real quick. So for some reason I had highest economy score, not sure what that's about. Look at this gold from Amintus, this is quite ridiculous. Quite ridiculous indeed, like 110k. How does that even happen? Something else extraordinary here. This is not too much, he probably didn't get his trade up at all. If he has only 28 max. 78 not too much from Trubbish either. He should probably have fixed that as well. It's not too much either, but because of the rack he didn't maybe get enough time to recover. That makes sense, I guess. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Actually I had pretty decent grazings, not too many kills, but not sure where all the raisings come from. Did I kill so many houses? I don't think so. So that was pretty good by me, if I may say so myself. Okay. Yeah, pretty nice KD for Lucky Macro, as you guys can see. For Amintus not too much, but he was probably he was just holding, doing what he could, so it makes sense, I guess. He was losing money, he was just spamming, just to stay alive. So I think he did a good game. I think this this score here doesn't represent his skill at all in this game. I think he pretty much carried the game, together with Trubbish, but I think mostly Amintus, to be honest. He did the best in this game, in my opinion. Although Trubbish definitely wasn't bad either, he was excellent as well. They both did an excellent game, otherwise the victory wouldn't have gone for our team. As you guys can see with the advance time for me here, I basically started playing the game again at like 19 minutes with the medium Marmillo. And by the time I got them a bit better, it was like 29 minutes. When I finally got some economy to support upgrades. So pretty intense game for them as well. And you see the actually 11 seconds delay for me. Well, at least Loki Macro went a little bit later as well, so that saved me for a little bit, I think. If he was on time, it would screw me even more. Something extraordinary as well? Not really. This is pretty much standard, maybe a bit faster for the Ross normal, I think. But it was pretty much fine here. For Trubbish it was really late, but he did make a lot of military. As I said before, I think he should have either invested into the military early to actually make a difference in saving me, or just go like Amintus for the fast heroic. Either one. I think this was kind of the worst of both worlds, if you know what I mean by that. But nonetheless, it all worked out in the end. Okay, so you see quite a few more fire giants here for Loki Macro, which makes sense because these are quite good units. Valkyries as well from Bente, probably to do some kind of raiding, I can imagine. I have seen quite a few Valkyries from him also in the early game. So yeah, as you guys can see, when did I start playing the game? Yeah, exactly, like 19 minutes I started playing again, pretty much. Yeah, like 18-19 minutes I started to have some kind of army again. There was the terrible fight, and otherwise, yeah, the sad story here was, and I can kind of see what Loki Macro was getting at. During the game, he was complaining that Yellow wasn't doing much with his army, and I think he had his army idle quite a few times, and maybe even if he helped with the rush, the game would have been over right there. Like no chance for our team at all, because Trubbish can't hold 3 guys all by himself with just raw classic units. Okay, settlements. So yeah, quite a long time to 0 actually. And as you guys can see, I managed to hold until about 9 minutes, and then I was dead. So quite a while. This is weird. He should definitely give him a bit more. Did he actually give anything? He didn't give anything to his allies. Why not? He had so many resources. Or was it just badly balanced resources? Let's have a look at this player. No, he had a lot of everything. He just had a lot. He should have definitely given his teammates, especially Bente, who didn't have anything because of the rag. He should have given lots of resources away. That would have helped him, his team substantially. In the end, my eco is actually equal to Trubbish's. That's interesting. But yeah. Wait, how much should the implode actually do? Okay, so that's quite nice, but I'm not sure if it's all from the implode. But it was quite nice if it was just this. But it did do away with all the siege, and that gave Amintus a little bit of momentum back. Anything else we want to be seeing here? I don't think so. So pretty good game. Happy to share this with you guys. Not the most interesting game from my side, but definitely from the other players. I got completely destroyed in the early game. For next time I won't be making that counter barracks if I know I can't afford to make any Curio Ballista. That was a pretty dumb mistake. But otherwise it wouldn't have saved me anyways. I think in this situation I would have died regardless. But whatever. So yeah, then comeback by excellent play by Amintus and Trubbish. I did my part as well with the few Murmillo, but yeah, of course it didn't matter that much. And well, then the comeback with the Ragnarok and pushback against Amintus. And then the late game, it all went for our team again, and it ended in a pretty good game and a win for us. So that's GG. Hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I see you guys next time around. Bye bye.